Who's on? All righty. Okay, so we are live. Okay, very cool. All right, so while we're kind of waiting to see who's going to show up, I am curious, like for all of you, like what did you learn or what happened for you? How did your life change by doing the Know Thyself? Go ahead, Rosario.
Yeah, one of the most important things that I got out of all this is to learn that we bring onto ourselves everything. Everything happens to us, we brought it in, and we can stop blaming others or the world or the government or the teacher for what happened to us. And it's experiences that we are bringing on just to evolve in our soul journey. And so it's a waste of time to be victimized, feeling victimized for everything that comes on. We brought it in. And it's fascinating because then you change. You become aware at every step of the way. Oh, well, I can't, I brought it in.
Yeah, we can't be blaming somebody else for our experiences. I mean, even with that whole thing that happened to me, I mean that was pretty major. The scam that happened. Not 1 second, not even one minutest of proportion of a second did I ever think I was a victim or this was done to me or poor me or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, I knew I called it friggin' in, and I even gave him more money. So I guess I had to, get whacked. So I did, I did feel though that I was a little pissed off on my own higher levels. It's like, I feel like I can't trust my own higher levels. I mean, you're going to sucker punch me like that? I mean, that's fucked up, So, but they did say when I was on my drive to California, I said, you didn't have to sucker punch me. And they're saying, oh yeah, we did. And I get it, I get it because you see what happens and the enormity of everything that starts to unravel and shatter and shift and change that could not have happened without something really intense. So yeah, it's kind of a trip. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, Norma.
So I used to think I was convinced I was a victim, absolutely convinced. And then I came across you, and for sure, taking the course Know Thyself showed me all the reasons why I am not a victim. And it invited me to become a creator, which I didn't know if I could do it or not, but I have, because you present truth, and hearing that truth, and then I practiced it to see, does it work? Is it true? And yes, my God, I used to take things personally, and now it's like, oh, that's their point of view. Okay, I don't like it, but it's their point of view. And it made my life so much easier. And the other thing that Rosario came across about, we're not anything that happens to us, it's what we create, which means I'm a creator. Oh my God, do I want to be that responsible? Because I'm going to be creating the good, the bad, and the ugly. And am I up for the good, the bad, and the ugly? Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But what I learned is when I'm willing to own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I learn. That's the beauty of it. I get to learn about me. And over this time, one of the things I really woke up to was I used to think the outside dictated me. If I was good enough, rich enough, this enough, that enough. And I realized it was from advertising, family traditions, religion. It was false. It's not on the outside, which your course teaches. It's an inside job. An inside job, and I have all the power, and I love it, and I could go on, but I won't. I'll stop.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the hardest things for people, and I don't know about all of you, but when I used to teach this program back in the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s, people, it was like really hard to come out of, I'm the one having a reaction we all wanted to keep putting the finger and blaming, whoever that was that made us feel this way. So being able to recognize that, oh yeah, I'm having a reaction. This is all about me. The opportunity is for me. If people kept wanting to make it about you, for example, I know this is really intense for people, but it's really the truth. So this is for real. I had a couple, and he cheated on her. Okay. So when we're bringing higher consciousness, you can't keep living in the mainstream consciousness. Okay. You have to pull out of that. So I kept trying to get her to recognize that there was something inside of her that was having a major reaction. Okay. And that this was for an opportunity for her, but she couldn't stop being mad at him, blaming him, pointing the finger at him. Okay. I mean, it just went on. We spent all day trying to get her to do that. And it was when I did the Know Thyself, it was a 2-day in person all day long for 9 months. Okay. And no, actually, sorry, hang on. It was longer than, doesn't matter. So, but it took that long for people to start to understand that, oh yeah, I'm having a reaction. That means there's some kind of wounding inside of me, that there's something in that wounding that's drawing this behavior out of somebody else so that I can unravel, So the whole thing about our own reactions, I even remember even back then, I was something was happening with my brother and me. And I remember even thinking, you guys, I'm totally aware of the teaching, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yep, I know it, but right now I just want to blame him. I want to make him wrong, So I went ahead and did that. And sometimes that's what we have to do is, all right, you're going to have it, you want to hold on to it, great, go for it. But have it, you know what I mean? Like blame them, everything you got to say, everything. And then we can bring it back to the self, you know what I mean? So that's one way that we learn how to go ahead and have your blame, go ahead and have your victim, go ahead and make it all about somebody else. But ultimately, it's really all about you. So it does take time. It took people about 2 years. That's right. Know Thyself was a 2-year program, 1 weekend a month. That's right. Because I remember it took them 2 years to finally be able to stop taking it like they feel something in their body. And finally, people were able to, oh yeah, I'm having a reaction. Oh yeah, this is my opportunity. This is the doorway in. So I'm kind of curious about how long did it take all of you to really get that piece, to really get it? To right now, do you still live that? Do you know that? Do you recognize like, oh, I'm having a reaction. Oh, there's a charge, a zing in my body. Oh yeah, this is all about me. Is everybody living there now? Or are you still kind of going into the blame game?
Since I've done the course, and I finished in December of 2022, it's been getting stronger and stronger, a lot of the things that you taught us. And when I have a reaction in my body, I go to red alert knowing, uh-oh, there's something here I need to pay attention to. That was a wonderful, wonderful gift to learn. Yeah.
Wow, very good. Nice. How about you?
Yeah, I had this.
Yeah.
I had this this state of mind for years that that I don't want to have reactions, and I don't want to have. I didn't even know the terminology, but I don't want to have triggers for things. That the ideal state is you're not triggered and you don't have reactions, and everybody get along, and it's great, except that it's not reality, right? And so if I have a reaction, but I pretend that it's not there, I just kind of find ways to ignore it or push it in or whatever. and I was really good at doing this for a long time, and for me, it ended up with all kind of physical conditions that that
Mm-hmm.
really didn't, it's like I had to be slapped in the face to understand that something needs to change. So that's one of the things I like about this program, that it really breaks it down for you. Like, you learn that the reactions, not only they indicate that something is already in you, beyond what happened just now. It already happened before, already in us, and it's time to do something about it. And you really learn how to work through this, because I don't remember now the details, but every class we had homework. We would write stuff. We would really get pinpoint into what we feel today, what's going on right now, and then use it to learn how to deal with it, how to work through this, how to make things so different. Then in the end, it's like, what was I upset about? Because
It's not there.
you're moving through this, and it's kind of hard to remember in the end.
Right. Yeah. So how about you, Susan? What was for you? What would you say was the benefits? Or
So for me, I think the course name of Know Thyself can be intimidating or challenging in a way to really, you have no idea what you're getting into, because every month was a different topic of really getting triggered and knowing yourself and working through it. And with each topic, it was like, oh, sure, I don't have that until it would trigger me. And then, we all were in the class together and worked together. And I thought that was really a nice thing to be paired up with people and have somebody to talk to, who's sharing their experiences too. I thought that was really genius. But to actually get to know yourself, I don't think people understand how deep that goes until you get into this course, because it seems so innocent of a statement until you really dive in.
yeah.
For me, beliefs was a big thing. I just had no idea how many beliefs I had stored up or, compartmentalized, and to unpack it all was a lot. And it really does affect so many things. But every topic was, an aha moment for me. Was, wow, I didn't realize it could go deeper and deeper and deeper. Every statement that seems like a simple sentence just had a deeper meaning for me. And I thought that was amazing, really amazing, because I could go deeper with it. I could clear more stuff. I could, it was just really an eye-opening experience. And it was nice that we had one class a month, so that it wasn't overpowering, because it is a lot. If you want to dig into yourself, this is a great way to go. Seriously.
Yeah. If you want to really,
you're committed,
know who you are. Yeah. It's like a commitment. Yeah. And most people have no clue what they're stepping into when none of you knew what you were getting into when you joined this program, I'm sure.
Well, you definitely challenged me, and so I accepted the challenge, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. I mean, these are mystery school teachings for real. When I took people to Egypt, and we go into there's all the different temples. There's all the temples for all the initiates in different areas, and each one you were doing something different. And I remember I remember all the temples, but each one had something really unique and special about it, which is really cool. The one that was kind of different, it wasn't one of the bigger temples, but it was the one where you're there to face your fear. And this is for real. They had these wells, and then there was water, and there were crocodiles in that water. The initiation was to be able to go into the water with the crocodiles, and really face your fear and let all this fear energy move through you, and not be eaten or killed by the crocodiles. So I mean, you know what I mean? There was just different things that were happening where you were facing yourself. Like, there's also areas, chambers that are not very well known by many people in the pyramids, but they go underneath, and they're really deep in, and you're in there. The initiates would be in there for like 5 days, you guys, in pure darkness, black. I mean, you know what it's like if you go into a room, there's no light at all. But when you're in these areas, you're in there for several days. And can you imagine what happens in pure blackness? Yeah. So anyway, there's all these different pieces, and we don't have to do it that way anymore, people. You know, this is like more of the modern day, new age, new time, new paradigm. Know thyself, which is very different. You know, now we learn things, and we don't have to go through all these initiations and all these really intense things, you know, to bring our stuff up. You know, we got the energy of the energy of the frequency is hitting us, and it's just bringing all this stuff up, you know. So yeah, there's so much to it. It's just so much. And I personally feel like know thyself is probably one of the most important things we can ever do if we want to live a life, you know, where we're not being that whole victim mentality, where we're not the poor me's, and you know, you just start waking up to stuff. How about you guys? How about the perverse pleasure in one's own suffering? Was that waking up to that? Was that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking, Bonnie, you know, if we're going to invest in something in life, it's ourself, because when we die, the only thing we take is consciousness. We don't take our money or titles or anything. And so that's what I've done. So know thyself is the place to go. I wanted to just mention this because I'm so excited about it. When we did the segment on blame, how the thought that came to me was, he broke my heart, she broke my heart. And I was thinking about that. And I go, my God, if we think somebody broke our heart, that means we can't fix it. We have to wait till they come back and fix it. Then I was sitting with that a little bit more, and I said, okay, wait a minute. This heart belongs to me. This is my body. As you say, this is our body. This is my heart. So that means I'm really the only one who can really break it. Well, if I'm the only one who can only break it, I'm the only one that can fix it. And a whole chunk of energy just left me, because I realized, yeah, oh my God, my heart is mine, and I break it and I can mend it. And I go, that is really power.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome, Norma. That's very cool.
Triggered, you know. Truth begets truth. I mean,
yeah.
You never know how or when or where it's going to come, but when it comes, it's there.
Yeah. So I'm just going to share some of the topics. So, you know, the first class are about reactions, and reactions are about you. So the second class is a blame game. You know, we all want to blame somebody. No one wants to be responsible. No one wants to believe or feel or think. That whole victim mentality keeps us in blame. You know, you did it to me. And then we go into there are no victims. See, this is the thing. People always say, how can you say there's no victims? When you see something happening to a child, how can that child be a victim? You know? So we start to show you and demonstrate and give an information about how no one's really a victim, because you have to take into everything we've ever done. You know, we look at karma, we look at, you know, the different things the interactions that we've done at a soul level. And, you know, you've all heard it. You know, I stab you in this lifetime, next lifetime, you'll stab me. So, you know, it's just the game we all play. It's like an asleep game, and it's like enough already. Oh, and then we got beliefs. That one's huge. That was a big one. All the beliefs. Yeah. So the truth is beliefs make people sick. They make you hurt people. They make you judge people. They create separation. So all of the beliefs, you know, it's like that whole thing around beliefs, and you start waking up to beliefs. And it isn't just, oh, I believe I'm a Catholic. I'm not talking those kind of beliefs. I'm talking these other beliefs that really dictate who you think you are and how you see other people. And then in your own beliefs, how you will hurt other people. judge other people, cut people off, out of your life for beliefs, all beliefs, you guys. Sometimes I'm just watching humanity or watching people in their beliefs, and my brain, sometimes it's just like, it just doesn't compute. You know what I mean? I mean, when you start living these truths, these are like high level truths. It's like, how do you be in the world where people are still in their beliefs and their judgments and making people wrong and hurting each other? It's just a different way of being and a different way of learning and understanding. And then another one is taking things personally. I mean, everybody does that, don't we? Someone does something, someone looks at you weird, someone might be ill and they look at you and you're thinking, oh my God, they're judging me, they're doing or someone does something, like with Norma, like someone seemingly break your heart, taking it personal. So all of these are things that you start to wake up to, but it's information and teachings that change your reality. And then the other one is the isness as it is, like, how do we be in the world? And, like, if it's raining out, what are you going to do? Okay. You can't stop the rain unless you got that power, but I haven't seen anybody yet that can do it. And then we also got the karma and carryover. And then also change yourself, change the world. I love that one, because when we change in here, everything out here seemingly changes, even though maybe no one's changed, but our relation to that changes, which is really cool. And then we go into the last one, which is that the wound of the wound of the core separation, which is huge. So, during the program, like, we did some interacting, but this next round, I'm going to actually be doing more. So, like, working with people in a way where, like, having different people just share their experience, and we're going to unravel whatever that is, whatever the topic is. We're going to go into more unraveling, and so that people really can anchor things in and really understand and absorb and actually become the teachings. Okay, because the teachings are not my teachings; they're actually creator teachings. It's life teachings that come directly through. This is how I got all my stuff, was coming right through, going direct, rather than, you don't be looking at other humans. We're all, broken, shattered, wounded. You got to go direct. So anything else anybody would like to say about Know Thyself? That's interesting. No, we don't. Oh, we find, Susan Worthington showed up. All righty, cool. All right. Anything else anybody has to share about that?
I do one thing about, I have a lot to say, I guess. I'm excited about changing your vibration, changing yourself. It's true, when I notice with me, the more I change, people around me treat me differently. And I'm like, wow, it's very exciting. If I'm angry, people stay away. If I'm not, then they want to talk. And that's a simple 5 form of it. But when you were talking just now about beliefs, I got in an argument the other day with somebody because my belief was not their belief. And they were very attached to their belief. And finally, when I realized that, I just said, let's be okay with each other having different beliefs. And then peace and harmony prevailed, because I was convinced I was right, and she was convinced she was right, and nothing was going to change. So sometimes you just need to allow, her belief wasn't harming me, so why not let her have it? And she let me have mine, because mine wasn't letting her, harming her.
Right. Yeah. Coming against somebody else's beliefs. Yeah. I think for me, ultimately, I prefer not to have beliefs. I mean, and actually, I don't have a whole lot of beliefs anymore, simply because in my own unraveling and clearing, the wounding, the misperceptions, all the, the deep unconscious stuff, there's no longer an attachment to things, people. That's, you know what I mean? Seriously. And this last thing that happened to me, you guys, I'm not joking. I'm telling you, honest God, for real. I feel like nothing matters. Like nothing really matters. I'm not talking in my head thinking that. It's like it's in me. It's like everything in me. There's just like, I just have no attachments. Nothing really matters. And I mean, on some level, it's like quite liberating, quite freeing. It's just kind of like wipes the slate clean. And it does, and there's no stress in the body, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, think about it. Simple little things. Have you ever been in the kitchen with somebody else and you're preparing food? I'm sure everybody has done this. Did you have a feeling like you wanted it done a certain way?
Yes.
Okay. And didn't it create all this charge in your body because they weren't cutting the onion right, or they weren't doing that right, or they weren't doing how you wanted it? All this angst in the fucking body. People, I'm telling you. It's all about beliefs, okay? And when that doesn't live there anymore, it doesn't matter how they cut the food. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter, okay? Nothing matters. And, I've been saying that for a long time. I've been saying nothing really matters, but I still had some of my own attachments. Well, now I don't have any. It's like, what? You want my money? Take it. What? You want that? Take it. You don't like that? Great. Doesn't bother, whatever. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters, Go ahead, Norma.
Just real quick, you just triggered something that I've been thinking about. There's 2 billion people of us on the planet. We all have different points of view. And maybe at the high level, we're operating like you just talked about. It really does matter. That's why we can all coexist with all our different points of view. Maybe. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Think about it. Like, look at different cultures, look at different religions, look at different countries. Everything has beliefs. All humans have their beliefs. Every one of them. Okay. So what if your mind didn't have any beliefs? When you're looking at somebody else, you wouldn't be judging them. You wouldn't be finding fault with them. You wouldn't want to be hurting them or taking them out or whatever, because you don't have any more beliefs. What would life be like without beliefs? I mean, seriously, So yeah, Rosario.
Yeah, I find that beliefs could be very limiting and dangerous, because when you stick to them, because you believe them, and then you lose your discernment and you forget how to think and analyze, and you kind of follow a blind rule that has been imposed that you grab onto, and you keep on following without any, like, going in the dark and not using your own, analysis or it's just
be having discernment, having the ability to be able to also witness others in their beliefs and whatever, what matters to them, what's important to them, the values that people have. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't have any values anymore. I'm just saying that, when you start letting go of all the beliefs, you start to discover, the beliefs that people have are really based on, misperceptions of reality and conclusions and things of that nature. Even our deepest religious beliefs and practices, they're all coming from beliefs of somebody else. And actually, truthfully, they're coming from lies that came from other. You guys have to tell you, and I don't know if we should record this, but I watch people in their strong beliefs, you know what I mean? Like about Jesus and, believing in Jesus, like here in this area, this part of the country, it's pretty, pretty strong religions here, and people talking about Jesus and talking about God and, God, the Lord. And, I just kind of watch these people and I have these thoughts like, what would happen to these people if they really discovered the real truth? What would really happen? Would they even be able to accept? You know what I mean? Like sometimes your beliefs are so ingrained that when you're given the absolute and you're shown something and you see it, can your psyche handle it, or are you going to still hang on to your beliefs, or is your whole world going to come crashing down because your whole life has been based on a belief that simply is not true? Okay, so I witnessed that kind of stuff.
That's like being brainwashed. you know, you be
Yes.
brainwashed by your own beliefs. It
Yeah.
takes a long time to get somebody unbrainwashed, if ever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even if they want to, like when I used to go to Israel, I would see the Hasidic Jews, and you know the a lot of different. There's a lot of different peoples there that do different belief systems, religions. And back then, this was back in the 90s, you guys, when I was going to Israel. Back then, I woke up to, whoa, all right, indoctrination, belief systems get anchored in really young. They get anchored into your whole system, into your beliefs, but they also come through your DNA with your family, belief, religions. And I just saw so clearly that, people have these beliefs, and it's all based on, a belief system, something that's been created and by man, and none of it's true or real. And guys, it was just such an awakening for me to witness, the Muslims and the Jewish, and then the Hasidic Jews, and there's a lot of different religions, even Christianity, and to just witness the people and their belief systems. You guys, the women would like to go to the river, to the ocean, when we're on the beach, Tel Aviv, and there's a major area for swimming. Well, they have certain days for the women, certain days for the men. But the women would be out there fully garbed and all their, I mean, it's like, you could drown out there. But it's all, again, it's just friggin' beliefs, people, So to witness all these beliefs that people have in other countries and other cultures, it was like, wow, this is intensely ingrained in your psyche that you would go that far to, you know what I mean, to cover your entire body, to believe that that there's something about you that you got to cover it all up. And that was just one of those things. But I mean, it's everywhere. Christianity is everywhere, but these are all still beliefs. So, for me, I don't have a whole lot of beliefs anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore, thank God, because they're just not the truth. They're not real, and it causes separation. I'm all about open the heart wide open the heart, so there's no more separation in the separation, and have that place in the heart where we are, because that's really who we are. All righty. Anything else anybody want to say or share? Yeah, Susan.
Well, I live in a place where, there's a lot of cultures. So it's kind of like a melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting how everybody gets along to a degree, even though there's some major clashes, with I like this and I don't like that, and so it's interesting. I was going to mention I have two chefs in the family. So getting back to your chopping in the kitchen, we all just kind of get to the point what it is. So I learned that one a long time ago. You get what you get. You want my help? Here it is.
Yep. Yeah.
But one last thing I'd like to say about the class is that it, because it's such a tight-knit class, it's really a safe environment to kind of unload some issues with yourself, or be getting really honest with your truth, which I think when you're in a larger class, some people don't really want to open up and share that. So I just felt that I could speak, whatever I felt like, sharing, and not worrying about judgment, and not worrying about, anything clashing, I guess. It was a safe place to heal. It was a safe place to get through issues and situations, and, sharing your stories. And I think that's really important to mention, because it is a 9-month course, and it gives you a lot of time to think about things, and you can bring them up, and you have lots of people to lean on, and it really is a safe place to be, and get to know yourself.
What a concept, huh? Really?
Yeah,
To know
that's
yourself,
why I said,
to really know yourself. What?
as I said, it's so appropriately named.
Yeah.
If I may, I'd like to just add to what Susan said about you, Bonnie. You create a safe space, and you're non-judgmental. So that allows us a certain freedom and luxury to look and know and be and do and whatever, more than you know, because a lot of people, they force their knowledge on us, but when you speak, you offer. It's an offering. Here's truth. And it's such a gift. Yeah, I wish everybody would take this course.
Yeah. What a world we would have if people became accountable, responsible, manage their own energy, stop leading other people, and then also all the components of it. Oh my god, seriously. Yeah, it's a way of life, and it's more than, you guys, it's an absolute. I have to tell you, it's an absolute. Like, I watch all these frequencies. There's not many things that are an absolute, but they're absolute truths and absolute frequencies that really are, an energy frequency that is in direct alignment with all that is creation. So yeah, just bringing all this, bringing it to the table, bringing it forth and offering it, and I'll keep doing it, and I'll keep teaching it, because what else am I gonna do? It's like, it's what I do. So
yeah, and the other thing that you teach, and people that come to you, they're somewhat aware of energy. Most people, nobody's ever taught them you can do different things with your energy, whether it's a belief or flow it out or flow it in or whatever. And, if I try and tell them about it, they look at me like I'm from Mars or something.
Yeah.
I go,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Exactly.
So I try and do a little demo, to wake them up about energy. And I quote Nikolai Tesla. He says, if you want to understand the universe, and I would include people, know frequency, energy, and vibration.
Wow.
Because that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Everything's energy and motion. Even the bodies, they look under a high-powered microscope, and there's more space between the cells than there are cells. And that's a mind blower. But
yeah. And that's why too, Norma, we can spin. That's why, you guys, that's why we can spin energy out, because it's just energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this emotional energy that's lodged in people, you can spin it out. You can release all these frequencies because it's just energy. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
know that you can. I study you and learn from you, and even I get clearings afterwards, and I'm beginning to be aware of, I know this is not part of the course, but it's a result of the course, that you can just manipulate energy like that. Just with a thought, you can bend it, you can release it, you can push it, you can do all these things. And that is really exciting.
Yeah.
That's being a creator, knowing you can mold energy, whether it's your own or somebody else's.
Yeah, well, waking up to the reality that you are made in the image of God, and it isn't a man's body, sorry.
Right.
It is creating. We are constantly creating. That's our image. Creator incarnate image, as we are creating, just like creation. Creating our reality 100%. Sucks. Sucks. Yeah.
And one last thing, one of the last month of the course, we were talking about separation from the creator. And after that month, I realized, and I think I had originated it, that the thing I was looking for was, I was loved by God. And from that course, I realized, oh my goodness, God does love me. I had taken on the point of view of separation. I wasn't loved. That was, to me, worth everything. Yeah.
Wow. That's huge. Wow, Norma. Good for you, girl.
I want to know, when I went to college, I took a philosophy course. And the one thing I remember out of it, he's talking about the philosophers. When he got to Socrates, he said, and Socrates said, know thyself. And as soon as I heard that, I go, that's it. That's what I want to do. I want to know, who am I? And what a great journey.
Wow. That's very cool. That's pretty cool. Wow. That's astounding, actually. Very good.
Yeah,
Cool.
so draw me to you and all you guys here that did the course with me, Susan, Rosario, Oprah,
Yeah.
wonderful
Yeah.
people, curious, wanting to wake up. It's an
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
this.
other thing is that you spend 9 months with people you didn't know in the beginning, and
Yeah.
I
You create.
consider all of us here friends, and so
Yeah. You get a
Yeah.
deep bond. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Of course, anytime you share deep stuff, you create a bond, which is nice. Yeah.
I wanted to
So.
say something that crossed my mind as you were all talking, that there is I hear. Am I the only one who hear this background? Okay.
I heard it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
heard it.
So the topics of this class, they are kind of almost counterintuitive in the beginning, but they're not. I don't know where this noise is coming from.
I don't either. It's not here. I don't have anything on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not counterintuitive. They're just counter what we learn from the environment, from the culture. Sometimes, for example, it's when you say taking things personally, and it's all about you. I mean, the culture will tell you it's never about you. You're just don't make it about you. You're not.
Yeah.
It's all about the
Yeah.
others, and
Right.
and so I mean, these kind of things. These are for me, there are lots of jewels like this where, oh, this is a different way to see things. This is a different way to, this is a belief changer. You're talking about beliefs and about not being attached to beliefs. You want to come to this class with this openness that, yeah, you have beliefs, but be also open that, you might want to just look at them again, because that's part of this class.
Yeah.
And just don't make pre-assumptions about anything. Just come with open mind.
Yeah.
Open heart.
Definitely. Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the topics were really point on. I mean, they were just spot on. I think it applies to everybody. And I don't think there was one month. I mean, the is what it is was pretty easy for me, but that was about it. So yeah. I always took away something every single month. And I think that's true for everybody.
Yeah.
Especially if they want to dig deep.
Yeah. Part of it is that you're getting information that isn't familiar. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this information is not familiar. It's information that goes against what you have been living, and yet it is the truth. That's what I love.
Or you have a belief that it doesn't affect me.
Yeah. Or whatever that is. Yeah. So if you want to be liberated, you want to be happier, you want to be more accountable and wake up, because Norma, you were saying this, I think it was you, about what we care. It's like, even if we don't change a whole lot in this lifetime, the more we unravel, we're not going to carry it into the next one. You know what I mean? So the more you wake up, the more you clear out your debris, the unconscious stuff, the stuff you're holding on to, misperceptions of reality, conclusions and beliefs, wounding, the poor me, all of that. You don't have to carry all of that into the next incarnation, which is, we want that. We want to not bring all this stuff with us. We want to be able to be freer in each incarnation, so.
Travel light.
Travel light. Hey, dump the suitcases.
I like that.
Yeah, travel light. That's a good one. All right, everyone. So thanks for being here. We'll be posting this so people can watch it on these other air channels and stuff. So anything else anybody wants to say or share about Know Thyself? Go ahead.
Just want to say thank you.
Before you go, I know you wanted to have a special offer.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, at this, I'm just wondering, Yeah. You could do that, but it'd only be for like today, right? If you watch the
Yeah.
program.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm gonna post here
Yeah. Post
coupon
it there on the
that
screen.
can be used only for 24 hours.
Yep. Yeah. So if you watch this, you want to do Know Thyself, you can use this code right here and get a discount. Cool. All
So
right.
if you
It's
go
right
to
there.
our website to Know Thyself and
Sign
apply
up
this
with this.
coupon.
Cool. All righty. Very cool.
Take advantage.
All right, everyone. Yep. Take advantage because it's worth it.
Best
It's priceless.
investment you can make.
It's an investment in you, your happiness,
That's
your
it.
joy, your liberation, your understanding of what you're really doing here, who you really are as a soul. Yeah, for sure.
And it takes courage and bravery, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Bye,
post
everybody.
this. All right. All righty. Till next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm just going to go ahead and do the